Mohammed Kudus, what a player this guy is. He's so good. He's too good. He's probably too good. West Ham are going to struggle to hang on to him. Even beyond this season, it's going to be a struggle. Don't get me wrong. I think we'll hang on to him in January, get to the end of the season, and we may well have a very good problem, quite possibly. But in the process of doing these videos, I wasn't even going to do this video today. I was going to do like a little news roundup and a little bit more. I was going to do something on Emerson. And so as part of my process before doing the news roundup, I'll go and read a lot of West Ham stories. I'll do a search. And anyway, I was searching through a load of articles. And on one of the articles, it was talking about Mohammed Kudus, and it was saying that all the usuals would be interested. Paris Saint-Germain would be interested, and Manchester City, all the usual suspects who you could imagine. And then it said, as a footnote, and of course, the Saudi Pro League will be very, very interested in recruiting this player to be the poster boy of their league, even if they do sign Mohammed Salah. And I thought, wow, hold on a second, because now we're actually looking at something that is a major concern. Look, the Saudis started to make a bit of a splash during the summer transfer window. For those of you that follow golf, what they've done with the Live Golf, Live Tour, for those of you that maybe follow boxing, to look what they've done with boxing, they are willing to throw obscene amounts of money at sport. And certainly in terms of the golf and the boxing, they don't even want a return on it. They're spending money and they know they will not get a return on it. Now, the Mohammed Salah one was quite an interesting one, because it's perceived that will be the case. And I spoke a couple of days ago about, I had been initially worried that maybe Liverpool would come calling to try and buy Jarrod Bowen when Salah left. But then I was worried that actually now it would be Mohammed Kudus. However, I'm not entirely sure that that's what we need to be worried about now, because I don't even think Liverpool could afford him anymore. Liverpool were in a similar situation with Bellingham. Liverpool were waiting on Jude Bellingham. They were always going to be the ones that would get Bellingham from Dortmund, if you remember. Obviously, Klopp used to be Dortmund manager. He's got good contacts over there, and it was just always going to be the case. Unfortunately, the year, 18 months that they waited to get the money, Bellingham just became too good, and he went to Real Madrid. And obviously, they didn't stand a hope in hell of outbidding Real Madrid. Basically, Liverpool, who are run by the Fenway Group, don't have limitless amounts of money. If Kudus carries on in the way that he does, I was looking at it and thinking, well, I already think he's a £100 million player. But that's now. So I'm just looking, the reason I put my glasses on, I just want to look at the stats. If I've got this right, 5 Premier League goals, 3 Europa League, 1 EFL Cup. I'm reading that now, unless that hasn't been updated. So obviously that's 9 goals. Now, as I understand it, he scored 4 goals for Ajax. So he's already on 13 goals. He's going to get double figures this season. From the wing. In a defensive team. And by the way, I'm going to stick with what I said. I don't think we were on the front foot against Wolves. I really don't. I've got to check the stats. I'm pretty sure we had less possession than them. I thought we were ruthless. But as I seem to remember it, it's not like our goals were flowing football. We were defending. We scored from a corner, their corner, Wolves' corner. When Emerson got cleared, Paquetá, it was three passes, it was a goal. Second goal, Zuma, interception. Again, we were defending. Zuma got the ball. Paquetá, Kudus, 3 passes, 2 passes and a goal. 2 passes and a goal. Okay. And then the third goal was a tackle, was a Thomas Souček tackle. 2 passes and a goal. There's no big front foot flowing football there. I wouldn't even be surprised if Wolves had more shots than West Ham. Anyway, I digress. My point is, and I think we played well. I don't mind that football, by the way. I prefer counter-attacking football. I just think you've got to counter-attack and do it with pace. And my point is, Mohammed Kudus is doing this in a team that are not on the front foot. We're just not. Imagine how many goals he could score in a team that were actually going for it. It would be frightening. To score double goals this season, and I think he will. Sorry, I say double, not double figures, already in double figures. 20 goals. 20 goals this season. Be miraculous. He's going to be more, by the end of the season, if he carries on like he is, he's going to be more than 100 million. Liverpool can't afford him. There's no doubt about it. So what would he cost the Saudis if the Saudis came in for him? I think you're looking at about 150 million. It sounds ridiculous. I know. At the point I said that, people are laughing. But West Ham don't have to sell him. We are not in the position that we were in with Declan Rice. And as I understand it, we probably and hopefully aren't in the position we were in with Lucas Paquetá, which was £85 million buyout clause. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Gio did a video last night, world-class Kudus. 100% he is. He is world-class. But so's Lucas Paquetá. I mean, it's quite incredible, really, that we've got rid of Declan Rice, got really good money for him, and now we still have other world-class players. And there's a few others that ain't too shabby as well, by the way. Now, it is important that we don't go on and sell the family silver, because sometimes you can just overdo it. And I think Brighton would be a good example of that. Despite all the money that they got, I think it's hurt them. I mean, look, I don't know if you saw Bazouma's tackle the other day. It was pretty bad tackle, wasn't it? Not great at all. They sold Bazouma, but that was all right. They had a Casiado there to cover for him. And they got Casiado in, and they sold Casiado. And of course, they sold McAllister to Liverpool. I just think they sold too many, and I think you can't keep going to the well. I'm not saying they can't unearth good players, they won't recruit good players, they will. But I don't think you can continually get world-class players, particularly if you're going to buy... Well, I think Casiado was possibly $5 million. Was he from Independiente, something like that? You can't keep going and getting £5 million players and then turning them into £100 million players. No, you can't. However, I do think there's a way of suggesting if you get your recruitment right, you can buy £30 million players and increase them. And I think whatever's happening at West Ham is happening very, very well. If it is Tim Steidten, and I've got no reason to disbelieve that, there's just so many versions of the story. Initially, we heard that it was Mark Noble that had scouted him. So ultimately, we just don't know. We don't know. A top source at the club has confirmed it was Tim Steidten, but I guess they would. Look, whoever it is, I'd be giving them more money. I really would. I'd be looking at the players brought in and said, you know what, you can have some more. Go and get us another one. Go and get us one of those. Go and find us a striker. Go and get us a fullback. I really would. I'd be going and doing that. And it does look promising for the start of the season. I say start of the season, the start of the window. It really does. However, you start to look at it, and he's so good that it is a worry. And funny enough, I was looking at the top ever transfers, and you probably know this. It's a sort of who's who, isn't it? Neymar, Barcelona at PSG, 222 million. This is euros. Mbappe doesn't matter. Monaco at PSG, it's silly figures. João Felix, 126 million euros. Benfica to Atletico Madrid. Enzo Fernandez, of course, you know that one. Benfica to Chelsea. Felipe Coutinho was 170. Was it 160? 170 million euros. It's about 150 million pound at the time, wasn't it? Griezmann, 120 million euros. It's not, and what you got to remember is all of those deals pretty much were done before the Saudi money was there. The Saudis have yet to truly flex their financial muscles in terms of a transfer fee. They've done it with wages with Cristiano Ronaldo, but that tells you everything you need to know. That tells you everything you need to know. I'll tell you now, if they can get the world's best golfers and get them to go and play over there, they can get, irrespective of what you think about Cristiano Ronaldo, he's one of the world's, in fact he was for years, one of the two best footballers in the world. He's one of the best footballers that's ever lived. Still banging in goals, let's be fair. At the point when they signed him, he was playing for Man United. I think he'd still scored 20-odd goals in his last season for Man United. He was not a busted flush, put it that way. Whatever they're paying him is a king's ransom. If they can afford to get him, if they can afford to go and put on Usyk, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, and start sticking them all fighting over there and making fights that no one else can make because basically they've got the money, believe you me, they will go and they will burst the bank. And the main reason that they'll go for Mohammed Salah is he is high profile, extremely high profile. And they're going to go and get him and they'll bring him over. But make no mistake about it, if there's somebody else who catches their eye, somebody like Mohammed Kudus, then I've got to say it. I'm going to say something really sort of controversial now. I mean, I watched the Liverpool game, watched the Man United game, and look, it wasn't overly impressive. At this moment in time, I know historically Salah's been a better player. At this moment in time, I would not swap Kudus for Salah. I really wouldn't. He's got his whole career ahead of him. What's he, 23 years of age now? I don't think Salah's getting any better. I would look at it, and listen, I'm sure he played really, really well. I'm not saying Salah's a bad player, far from it. A top-class player. I'm not even saying he's finished. I think he'd rip it up in that Saudi league. Highly likely to be the best player. But if they really wanted to make a move, then I do think Kudus is high on the radar. It wasn't me that mentioned it. It was this thing, Saudi. And it was the article that said it. He would be an attractive option for the Saudi Pro League. Look, we hope not. We absolutely hope not. We've got a very, very special player on our hands. We really do. And if we can keep getting the best out of him, and he's going to need someone to load the gun for him, like Paquetá, which is why I did like you had this little hybrid thing going on with him and Ward-Prowse taking turns on the left. It managed to... Sorry, I think I blocked the microphone then. It did manage to get Paquetá on the ball an awful lot more. There seemed to be a strategy towards it. As I say, not a free-flowing stuff, but I don't care. It was effective. Absolutely effective. He's got it all. World-class, Gio was absolutely right. How world-class? Definitely more than 100 million. And I'll tell you what, it's not like we're going to be in a situation where we have our pants pulled down, like we did with Arsenal and Declan Rice. Not a chance. Not a chance. West Ham have really good bargaining power here. I don't want to lose him. Sometimes you get an opportunity when you get players. It might even be you have a crop of young players coming through, like we had, and you get really, unfortunately, West Ham got relegated. Didn't have an opportunity to build on that, to fully really utilise Joe Cole and Glenn Johnson and players like that, Michael Carrick. I don't have to reel the names off, but, we went down, didn't we? And that wasn't particularly good then, but we had an opportunity, and we've got an opportunity now. We've got a couple of world-class players in the team, and we've got others who are really, top level in terms of Jared Bowen, in terms of Edson Alvarez, sort of top-level Premier League players, and they're not the only ones. We've got some good players in the team. We've got the best set-piece taker possibly in the league. It's a really good time to reinvest now and actually show them ambition. We've been here before. We've been here with Declan Rice, and there was an opportunity to show him ambition, and we just went on the spend a little bit too late. Let's go again. Let's do it again. But all I would say is, if we don't, and we do have to lose Mohammed Kudus, then we'll do so on our terms. And if that happens, he ain't going to come cheap.